Your story should be a big arc. The beginning, building tension as your characters strive for their goal and fumble a few times. The climax being their final attempt to reach the goal and then the resolution. Nigel Watts, in his book, Writing a Book and Getting Published, identifies 8 different points in this arc, being stasis, trigger, the quest, surprise, critical choice, climax, reversal, and resolution. You can read more about those specifics in the article, How to Structure a Story, the 8-point arc, linked below. The same is also true for every aspect of your book. Each subplot and character development should gradually build up its climax before settling down into its resolution, whether good or ill. Keep in mind that to resolve something doesn't necessarily mean to fix it. For example, in Riordan's The Lightning Thief, there are questions and suspicions that are eventually resolved in Luke's betrayal of Percy and the revelation that he's working for Kronos. Now that your first draft is finished, you want to make sure that all of your arcs are in order. Everything in your story should happen for a logical reason, and it should cause an effect as well. Today we have a question that just so happens to line up with our topic. How do I arrange scenes so they make sense? Everything should fit into this arc form. You have the main plot, as well as any subplots involving characters like secondary storylines or romantic subplots. A lot of arranging your story is intuitive, but you can use the arc as a general guideline to help predict where a scene belongs. This is all a matter of organization. And to organize, you have to identify which arc the scene belongs in and where in the arc it goes. If a scene is challenging the hero to better himself, it could probably go in the tension-building upward arc. But if he's considering conflicting his principles, it could go either here or it could be climax-worthy material. A disagreement between friends could be earth-shattering and still on this side of the arc, or it could be contained within the climax. Is it the highest point of tension, or is it merely leading into more tension? How much tension? Lesser or closer to the peak? Oftentimes, each story arc in your book will overlap so that the climaxes all hit the character at the same time for dramatic effect. For example, take the movie Tangled. The major climactic scene of the main plot is the final confrontation between Rapunzel, Mother Gothel, and Flynn Rider. This coincides with the climax of the mother-daughter subplot, when Rapunzel realizes that Gothel is not her real mother, as well as Rapunzel and Gothel's individual character arcs, when Rapunzel finally stands up to her mother, and when Gothel makes a final attempt to secure her prize by taking Rapunzel captive. These in turn coincide with the climaxes of Flynn's character when he confesses to Rapunzel that she was his new dream, as well as with the climax of the romantic subplot when he dies. Whew. It's also good to remember that every scene should drive the story forward, so before you start banging your head on your desk trying to figure out where a certain scene fits, identify the scene's purpose and whether it's actually necessary to the story. In the next video, we'll be tackling realistic characters, so don't be late. And if you have any questions, by all means, ask away.